What if the most violent, most secret world in our solar system hides behind a tranquil blue veil? A planet that humanity has ignored for billions of years. Imagine a place so remote that its very existence feels like a whispered rumor. A world that never appears in children's picture books, never inspires myths, and never lights up Hollywood screens. If you asked an average person to point it out in a photograph of the solar system, they would mistake it for an endless ocean of nothingness. Now picture a slow, endless drift through absolute darkness, where a faint, deep blue sphere begins to emerge, almost imperceptible against the void. Silence reigns. Then a low, throbbing synth pulse breaks the stillness, accompanied by the faint hiss of an ancient radio. This is the gateway to our hidden nightmare. We call it Neptune, the outermost giant of our system. Tonight, we will strip away its calm disguise, expose the frozen inferno within, and understand why this planet remains the universe's greatest forgotten threat. To grasp its secrecy, we must first measure the unimaginable distance that separates us. Imagine the sun reduced to a football. Earth becomes a solitary grain of pepper, 30 meters away. Jupiter shrinks to a single grape, a block and a half distant. To reach Neptune, you would have to walk a full kilometer through absolute void. A gap of 9 city blocks between the last grain of pepper and the rest of the world. Light from our star needs 4 hours to touch its clouds. We did not discover it by looking upward. We discovered it by calculating. In 1846, mathematicians noticed an invisible tug on Uranus, solved the equations on paper, pointed a telescope, and there it was. A planet that has completed only one orbit since the dawn of modern history. Such remoteness does not imply inactivity. Inside this distant world, physics runs amok, and the consequences are terrifying. If this is blowing your mind, hit subscribe and stay with us as we descend into Neptune's hidden violence. The Voyager craft that dared to brush past the distant world sent back a handful of images that looked like a restless ocean of frozen fire, not the placid blue marble we had imagined. Those snapshots revealed bands of clouds moving at speeds that dwarf any hurricane we have ever measured on our own planet. Imagine a wind that tears across the atmosphere at more than 2,100 kilometers per hour, a force that would shred mountains in seconds if it ever touched solid ground. Such ferocity cannot be fed by the faint sunlight that barely reaches the outer reaches of the solar system. The secret lies deep within the planet's own heart. Neptune is not a dead sphere. It is a furnace of primordial energy. As the planet slowly contracts under its own gravity, the interior heats up, creating a churning cauldron of liquid hydrogen, helium, and exotic ices. This internal heat fuels the colossal storms that roil its surface, driving the supersonic winds that have earned the planet a reputation as the most violent place we know. The more we study these dynamics, the clearer it becomes that the outer envelope of the planet is a direct expression of the turmoil occurring far below. Now picture descending through those tumultuous clouds, past the bright methane-rich layers, deep into the crushing pressure zones, where the atmosphere becomes a thick, metallic fluid. At depths of around 10,000 kilometers, the pressure rises to millions of times that of Earth's surface, forcing carbon atoms into a crystalline lattice. In that crucible, carbon does not remain a gas. It solidifies into perfect diamonds. The result is a rain of sparkling gems that falls forever toward the planet's core, never to be seen by any eye. Laboratory experiments on Earth have reproduced this transformation. confirming that the physics is sound. In theory, entire mountains of diamond could be hidden beneath Neptune's mantle, a treasure of unimaginable value lying forever out of reach. Orbiting this tumultuous giant is Triton, a moon captured long ago, its icy surface scarred by geysers and frost-covered plains. Unlike any other large satellite, it travels in a retrograde orbit, moving opposite to the planet's rotation. This oddity creates a relentless tidal tug that slowly draws the moon inward. Over the span of millions of years, the gravitational stresses will tear Triton apart, scattering its icy fragments into a bright new ring encircling Neptune. In that slow, inevitable demise, we glimpse a cosmic cycle of destruction and rebirth that plays out far beyond human perception. All of this unfolds in a silence that is almost profound. The last time a human-made probe brushed past Neptune, it was in the late 1980s. Since then, we have watched from afar, relying on distant telescopes that can only capture faint glimmers of light. Yet the planet continues its relentless storm, its internal furnace burning, its diamond rain falling, its moon spiraling toward oblivion. The universe does not wait for us to notice. So, as you lie beneath the night sky, consider the hidden tempest swirling in the deep blue beyond the orbit of Pluto. Think about how much of the cosmos remains concealed. How many wonders are locked away in the cold darkness, indifferent to our curiosity? What does it mean for humanity to be a brief flicker in a universe that persists, violent and beautiful, without an audience? If this revelation struck a chord, let us know in the comments what you find most astonishing about Neptune's secret fury. Share your thoughts, pose your questions, and keep the discussion alive. And if you want to explore more hidden corners of the cosmos, remember to like this video and subscribe so you won't miss the next journey into the unknown. The universe is vast, the mysteries are many, and together we can keep uncovering the stories that the stars have been whispering for eons.